Hey guys, Boris and Ryan back here at Ground Control, going over a couple of sweeps from the full guard position. So we did the scissor sweep last video, and now we're going to go into the hip bump sweep. Hip bump sweep is one of my favorite ones. I think it was the first sweep I was hitting on a regular basis when I first started training. So one of the keys to this is clearing the contact that I have on my hips. For me to execute the hip bump sweep, I need to have a clear path from my body to Boris's so that I can sit all the way up and start coming towards my hip bump. If Boris has his hands over top of my hips, it's easy for him to push down. So whether we're gonna go with over grips on both wrists or we go towards our prayer position to get him to post onto the mat, we need to clear our hips so that he can't interrupt that motion that we have. So we're gonna go from the prayer position for this one. So as I do this, I'm gonna start going in an outward circle motion, just like we did with the Kimura. We'll do that one more time. And at the same time, using my legs to do a reverse crunch. As I do this, I pull Boris towards me, and now my knees are coming, like almost pulling towards my chest. I'm gonna get a little bit of a reaction from my opponent or my partner. And when that happens, I'm opening my guard, and I'm gonna use my legs as counterbalance to sit myself back up. So as I pull, Boris comes up, and now I've come right up to my hip bump position. When I'm in the hip bump position, I have the direction that my body is going towards. That hand is posted on the mat, not my elbow. A lot of times people will try to hit from here, and we just don't have the same leverage that we do come from our hand. We really need to get our hips up into this guy. On the opposite side, my foot is posted right next to his leg, and my knee is pinched in right at his hip. My hips are off the ground right now, my head is up, and my back is arched. My lower back's arched, so I'm almost pushing into my partner here. Now, when I do this one, I also want to make sure, and we talk about this a lot, I'm not looking at my opponent. That's a common tendency. When I do this, my hips have a tendency to sag. I want to look over the shoulder of the arm that's posted. So when we go to the hip bump sweep now, my armpit is clamped onto Boris's shoulder, and my elbows clamp down. When I go towards my motion, I'm gonna slide this arm down towards the armpit. At the same time, I'm gonna start bumping, and now I try to take my leg that's not used as my base point, and I'm gonna try to hook right at his hips and almost pull his hips underneath of me as I hit through. So we're gonna kind of rotate this leg out from underneath of us with our head still up. Working down towards the mat. My hips should land very heavy. I'm already hooking into his hips with my knees wide, and now I can come out towards the skydive position and have my base points in case he tries to reverse. When I do this one, and we start coming all the way up, I don't like the full rotation. Sometimes we land that way, like where we're just trying to flip all the way over. I feel like I lose contact a lot of times with the person when I do that. I really try to utilize my bottom leg, or my leg on the same side in the direction that we're sweeping towards. I try to really hook on those hips. So as I cut, I'm trying to pull his base out from under him. Working down towards the mat. My hips are nice and tight, and now we work off towards the skydive position. That's the hip bump sweep from full guard.